Lego fans of all ages, from beginner to advanced, enjoy fresh, unique Lego ideas. And whether it's because of a personal creation or an official Lego set, there are times when I am compelled to stop browsing the internet when I see an image and try to analyze why and how somebody built something. And once again, this year, Lego Friends has provided an opportunity for me to do just that. Last year, it was the Lego Botanical Gardens set in the Friends theme that really upped its game. In fact, I still believe that that set is the greatest set in that theme's storied history. This year, though, it is the Castle Bed and Breakfast, which I believe epitomizes why Lego Friends is one of the great Lego themes, despite the presence of mini dolls. In this video, I'm going to take this $100 set and break it down to tell you why it is so appealing. Let's dive in. Victorian architecture has plenty of curb appeal as well as nostalgia. The 1880s to 1920s were perhaps the heyday of that style of home here in the United States, and this set clearly taps into that. We can see it with these bay windows curving out from the set on the right-hand side right here. We also have the balustraded stairs right here leading up into the entryway and this charming curved window along the left-hand side. At the second level, we've got a wonderfully inviting balcony right here, and on the upper level, this really fascinating dormer and a separate turret right here. Of course, we have plenty of sand blue, bright light blue, and white to dominate the color schemes of the set, but there still is a lot going on with the colors, such as the tree popping out of the back right here that adds some organic flair, along with these leaf pieces to show the ivy, also adding quite a bit of greenery to the set. So the question then becomes, how did Lego pull this off? This set mixes a typical studs on top building style with snot techniques extremely well. The result is something that isn't overly complicated, but clearly is not a repetitive build. So let's start with this bay window here. You can see we've got some macaroni bricks in medium dark nougat right here, followed by a tan curved plate, some light blé pieces right here, and then these bright light blue macaroni tiles. From that point, we get some ability to build some snot pieces out of the front of the wall right here, because these bow slopes right here are perpendicular to the base of the wall. Now, these wall segments right here are really interesting because they're at a little bit of an angle. And so Lego has them connected somewhere, probably with some sort of a jumper plate, maybe a 2x2 round jumper plate. And I'll kind of show you why I think that in just a little bit. But what you have is some more bow slopes right here. And then you've got some 2x2 plates with these bright light blue slopes right here that feature as shutters. Now, another interesting element to the bay window is that you have these medium or these light nougat windows that still have the 1x2 door rail piece right above them. It would be easy for Lego to not incorporate those into these bay windows, but they do it, and I think it's a nice touch because a lot of the other windows in this set do that. Now, at the top of the first level, it's a little bit different than the top of the second level. You've got this tan plate right here, but then you have a gap, a one plate gap, where they're able to put in some pieces that allow you to connect the leaf pieces. You can see that right here with this leaf, and you can see the little bar that comes out from the wall. If you look up to this end of the second level right here, you just get the tan plate followed by the macaroni tiles right there. And then at the top of the third level, we get the tan plate once again, and this time we get a couple of blue curved plates right here to serve as a distinction to the roof. I want to show you the back next, because along this side right here where we have the bay windows, it looks like we have some white window trim right here and right here, which would lead me to believe that it's a double stacked window. So you've got the white window frame, and then you've got the light nougat frame. Now, I can also see some coloration in here, maybe some dark red, as well as some purple or something else right here that's going to be on the back side of the wall. So you've got probably some snot techniques incorporated from these pieces right here that allow you to build the curvature of the wall. Next, we'll move on to the front door where we've got these steps that are pretty simple, just some 1x4 tiles right here that lead up to the main doorway. And then you've got the door frame with this blue door right here, and then the medium nougat door knob. Now, what I think is interesting about this is some of the techniques we get right here for the door frame. So we've got this 1x1 cone. I'll zoom in just a little bit more so you can see that. 1x1 cone right here. Then you get this 1x1 round plate with the bar sticking up right there, followed by a couple of candle pieces. You can't really see the second one right here because it's behind the light. Now note what they do at the top of this. They use this 1x2 rounded plate right here that allows you to connect the top of the candle piece to the hole that's in the stud in this 1x2 rounded plate. Then they connect this wheel rim arch right here, which we've seen used in a variety of sets going all the way back to the Kingdom's Joust back in 2011. Now the light fixture here is also really nicely done with this 1x2 plate. You have a light play microphone piece in here that then connects to the 1x1 round brick, and then a 1x1 plate in light play right there. So really efficient use of pieces right there. Plus we get some 1x3 curved plates right here on top of this door frame. Now moving on to this section of the wall right here, some really fun building techniques. So we've got, again, this medium nougat foundation right here that follows the same pattern as before for the bay window with the tan plate. Now here we've got a 1x4 plate in white, followed by a couple of 1x2 door rail pieces in the medium nougat, or the light nougat color, with the 1x2x3 flat front window and the 1x2x2 with more door rail pieces on top, and then these quarter round slopes in the light nougat color. Now this is very similar to the Botanical Gardens and how it set up its window frame. So I like that they're being consistent with that. Maybe it's the same set designer. I don't really know for sure, but I like the shout out to that architecture there. Now notice what we have going on here. We've got this 1x1 plate with a clip right here that's going to allow us to connect 4 candle pieces going all the way up here. And then to get maybe some of the roundedness, it looks like we have a 1x2 round plate right there. And again, you need that round plate because it's got the open studs that you can put some pieces in for that. So you've got that. Now for the window itself, you've got what looks like a 2x2 jumper plate here with a plate in light flesh, or the light nougat color, with the window scheme. And then at the top, it justifies with another 2x2 round jumper plate. Now that jumper plate, I think, is there to connect to this white curved plate right there. So it's going to allow you to have strength in that window. Now up at the top, we've got some bow slopes that are connected to bracket pieces that go all the way on this side, and on the back side, you can see this slope right there. Moving up to the second level, we've got this really simple but effective sign piece using a kind of lightsaber hilt, and then you've got this stem piece right there that arches out from the balcony. And then you've got usual fence pieces topped off with some sand blue tiles right here. Very similar to the Downtown Flower and Design shop that uses a lot of sand blue. Now you've also got some more windows right here with the door rail pieces, windows, more door rail pieces, and then the quarter round slopes right there. So same architecture going all the way up here, but this window just has the 1x2 plate in white and not the door rail piece, which I thought was kind of interesting. Now on this side right here, we've got a door frame that allows you to have access to the balcony, and on the back side we've got connected via some Technic pins, this tree right here. What I think is really fascinating though about the third level is this turret right here. So you've got a 2x2 double convex inverted slope right here that allows you the support for the turret, followed by a 4x4 round plate in white, and then some macaroni tiles and tan. So you've got that tan striping that goes all the way through. It would be nice if they had this white 4x4 round in the bright light blue to follow this trim all the way along, but I understand why they don't. I don't think it's a big detail that they don't. Now this feature right here, this turret, is I think a simpler build than the bay window. And I say that because really it's just two sides that use some bow slopes and cheese slopes to achieve the roundedness. Now check this out. We've got the window here with some bow slopes and the cheese slopes, but on top of that we've got some plates, maybe some jumper plates for the top of the window, and then we've got the bow slope up here that caps that off. Then we've got the top of the turret, and then we get this sloped roof with the dormer, and I think this is fascinating. Now on the back side, when I'll show you the interior, I'll show you a little bit how they build this sloped roof right here, but it's a pretty simple yet effective technique. But it looks great in part because check out these bow slopes right here. Some really good roofing in some Victorian houses have these curved roofs that the shingles kind of curve or maybe tuck underneath, and they do that right there. And notice that these cheese slopes in the sand blue are lined up right there. Those are at an angle that make them look like they're going straight up. So very, very technical build with that, and I like how that works out. And of course they cap off this section of the roof with more of those 2x2 bow slopes and microphone pieces to get some of the detailing on the roof. Now the roof up here is built a little bit differently. We've got this cone, half cone piece right here with shingles. I think it's first came out in the Mario sets, but we also have this sand blue curved roof that comes up here and curves at the very top, and it's doubled on both the right and the left, but the technique used to connect it to everything is just a little bit different. Now another component of the set is all of the mini builds, and I really like a lot of what they do with this set because they make as efficient use of space as they possibly can. Here's what I mean by that. If you look at the interior of the set, you'll note that it's really only 4 studs deep right here as measured by this door frame piece. Now they have this nice little walkway that comes in the main door and then extends over to where you can register as a guest. You can sign the guest book, and it's tiled off to show the rug. Now on the other side, we've got this little food area with a table that has some cookies, some bread, and some other things like a spoon right there. And I like how they use the ice cream cone pieces right here as legs for the table, and then some bow slopes right here to give more detail to that particular thing. Now we've got some plants you can see through the window right there that I think adds some liveliness to the interior. Now this feature right here on the guest book is fascinating because they use these bow slopes, probably some sticker pieces, as the book right there, which is kind of cool that you can sign the guest book. Now you've got these scroll bricks right here for the furniture, the table, and then you've got some 1x1 tiles that are rotated, which I think is a really nice effect. Adds a little bit of detail to that particular piece of furniture, even though you may not see a whole lot of it just as you're casually playing with it. Now on the second level, we've got some chairs that are pretty standard for Lego Friends, but what really kind of caught my eye was the 2 beds. Now they use these corner slope bricks right here, which isn't unique, but it looks like they've got some towels. You can see here's the towel work right here with the sticker piece on it that's used up here that they're setting out for the bathroom. Those are also the same that we see on these beds. Really cool detail, and I like that thought that goes into it. But again, note that there's really not a lot of room. You can't even walk through the doorway here. The door frame is really, I think, used more for support for the third level. And there's not a lot of room to maneuver around these chairs. Same thing applies up on the third level where you've got this really cool bathtub where it's all snot work. You've got, again, more of these corner pieces here, some curved bricks here, and then it caps off like this, and then a 1x4 tile that goes right there. There's a better picture I'll show you right here. And you can see we've got all of this work right here coming out from the roof. Now you've also got this 1x2 curved brick and tile right here to serve as the sink on this gold pedestal, which I think is really nice. The tub is set on these gold 1x1 heart tiles that again is pretty fancy. And then you've got a toilet with a gold toilet seat. So pretty fancy bed and breakfast there. There's some, and then you can see, and I mentioned earlier, I could show you a little bit how the sloped roof is built. Check it out. We've got these like bracket pieces that have bars on them that are going to be attached over to something on the floor right back here. You can see the first one right there. There's another one right behind the mini doll's head. Now we've also got another bed, kind of the master bed up here, which is a different variety than what we see down below right here. So that's pretty cool. They give you a couple different styles of bedding, and I think it's a fantastic mini build there. And at the very top, some more details. We've got a treasure chest full of stuff, a castle helmet, and then a printed headpiece that is printed with a map of the world, which I think is really kind of cool. Now, I noted over here how we have this like 2x4 piece with a bar on it on the back to clip in. Here we've got some looks like 1x1 clips right here, and then like a 1x4 bar that probably goes down this way, and then a modified plate right here that attaches to that bar. So a little bit more of a complex build for this sloped roof or these sloped roofs than this one right here by the dormer. So I've already walked through a lot of the appealing building techniques, the appealing mini builds and interior to the set, but I also want to talk to you about some appealing pieces. Now, one of the first pieces that jumps out to you, of course, is going to be the light nougat windows. We get plenty of those in this set, and you can kind of see it right here. Now, it's important to note that we get 9 of these smaller 1x2x2 flat front windows in this color in the set. We get 13 of the larger windows right here. Now, another really cool piece that I like in this set is this blue door right here. This is a new door style. We first saw it in the medieval town square. We got some in dark brown there. This one we get in this blue color, which looks fantastic. It really pops with the exterior of the set, and I'm glad that we're getting that piece in this particular set. Now, I also want to show you this roof piece right here with the shingles. As I mentioned earlier, I believe it came out first in the Mario sets. This time though, it's in sand blue for the first time. And a little shout out to these pieces right here. These are the 2x2 modified tiles with 2 studs on them. It's not brand new. It's the 7th time we're getting this particular piece in a set, but we do get 12 of them, which is the second most of any Lego set in history. Finally, I also want to note this light gray stem with the twigs and all that stuff right here that's used for the stair railing as well as the sign. Believe it or not, this is only the 4th time we're getting this piece in light blay in Lego. Of course, we're getting 3 in this particular set. And then the last piece I want to mention, other than just all the useful bow slopes and bricks and tiles and plates, are these foliage pieces right here. These are new pieces in this particular color, dark green. I think it's great that we're getting that. We got some in other colors in Snow White's cottage, as well as some of the earlier Friends sets from this year, but not in dark green, which for those of you that like to build kind of a more realistic forest setting, these pieces will be great for that. So what do we make of this set? Well, I have 3 main takeaways. The first is that this set clearly has a lot of appeal, whether it's because of the building techniques, the curb appeal, the mini builds, and the piece selection. However, I do want to say that I think the color combination may restrict the audience for this set just a bit. I'm not sure if it will, but I have a suspicion that it might, and that means that I don't think it's quite at the same level as the Botanical Gardens in terms of popular appeal. Second, Just like the Botanical Garden set, this set provides us some unique pieces that Lego creators are going to want to use in their creations. Now in this set, it's the light nougat window pieces, the door rail pieces, and maybe some of the sand blue pieces that are included in the set. Now one of the issues is that you would hope that as the set hits the market and people buy it, they will then piece it out and put it on Bricklink. However, like last year, I suspect that when these sets get purchased, many people aren't putting them on Bricklink, and it may be a while before we find the light nugget windows on Bricklink for a reasonable price. Last year with the Botanical Gardens, it took a long time to get some of those sand green windows on Bricklink, such that when we wanted to build a supersized version of the Botanical Gardens, we had to purchase multiple copies. So if you're looking to get this set for all of those windows and unique pieces, you may need to contemplate buying a couple of copies or be ready to spend a lot of money on Bricklink for those window pieces. And third, this set again shows why Lego Friends is such a great theme. Now, we have seen plenty of houses in the Friends theme over the years. We've seen plenty of these types of buildings, even like Andrea's modern mansion. It's not unique to have a house, but what does make this unique is the execution of the set. When you take an idea that may not be all that unique and then you ramp it up to a level of execution that Lego fans have not seen in maybe forever, then you start drawing notice to the theme. And that's what makes Lego Friends so great. They're able to put out some of these sets, some of them a bit larger, that really speak to what Lego fans are interested in, whether they are the target demographic or whether they're adult males like me who appreciate good builds. At the end of the day, the Castle Bed and Breakfast is not just another set in the Friends theme. It is a unique set in a theme that stands out for its ability to make its sets unique. If you learned something in this video, why don't you go ahead and smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Before you head on out, why don't you check out one of our other videos right over here, and always remember to keep building together.